And welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We've got a new series, and the theme is a Horizon race-off, which is interesting. Seems they're trying something a little bit different. We've got a bit of a dichotomy between asphalt races and off-road races. I know which one I prefer. And you get specific rewards based on progression on either side, so that's going to be interesting. So the first reward is an Audi S1 for getting partway along the series track, and then a Gallardo Spider, which looks quite nice. So I guess one for the off-road, one for the asphalt. And summer is our first actual series, and also off-road versus asphalt. We've got asphalt first, looks like McLaren Artura, and then a Porsche Macan. So that'll be interesting. So visit the Race Off Festival site at Emerald Circuit. Okay. Apparently the Race Off Festival site moves, but if they're just going to tell me that it's at Emerald Circuit, that looks like a festival site ahead of us. At the Emerald Circuit, and there's even a seasonal championship here. So we might just tuck straight into that. First, let's maybe take a little look inside. So each side is 3 out of 10, looks like. Okay. And I believe they run for, if not the whole season, then half of it at a time, I think. So that's right, plenty of time to contribute. Emerald Circuit, Super GT, super powered. So what qualifying cars do we have? A bunch of Aston Martins, looks like. Nothing that is tuned up to the maximum that I can see. Now the Aston Martins are nice and all, but I do kind of fancy the Ferrari. Hasn't been tuned, just trying it out as is. Shouldn't really need to waste money tuning this, I feel, to get a good feel for it. Emerald Circuits, we've got 3 laps. I feel I did this one recently, so hopefully can remember how to brake for corners. This is, I'm fairly sure, a rear-wheel drive car, so we'll need to bear that in mind. A little bit skiddy through there. It did have good braking stats, so I think that might be where I shine. Is braking well and then accelerating through the corners. Maybe. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Just need to stay in touch. Bit skiddy there. Then I don't mind letting this guy go off ahead a little bit, so we get a feel for where the braking points are for some of these corners. This one's quite tight. There we go. It's a case of, yeah, you can stay first for now, and then I'll try and take you through this section up here, and then just stay ahead. He's in a Ferrari, but it doesn't look like a... I was going to say a very nice Ferrari. It's very high at the back. It'll be interesting to see what car he's actually in. It's not one I really recognise. Always skidding through that corner for some reason, not quite sure why. It always gets me when there's a corner after a corner and it's like, I'm through that corner. But wait, there's more. That wasn't very good through there. But better than what they managed to do, looks like. I was doing so well. There's my clean bonus gone. Oh well. Oh, and completely missed the break into that corner. Being too distracted on the final lap. Too impatient. Already thinking to the next race. That's a lie, I have no idea what the next race is, so... that wouldn't do me much good. That's not bad. Okay, that was pretty bad. But it could have been worse. Yeah, it contributed to asphalt races, so it tells me there. View progress. It's so minor that I can't actually tell. And I can't press on anything there to drill in. There's no numbers presented to me. It doesn't say, like, added 1 point out of 10,000. Be nice if there was just a little bit more incremental updates. All that aside, on to the next race, Copper Canyon Sprint. We've done this one recently as well. Seem to be getting a lot of repeats. There's some favourite tracks for these events, it seems. Well, at least it doesn't serve up the massive ones for me, though. I don't know, that would be kind of cool every now and then to just have, like, do the Colossus as one of the things, rather than it being a 3-parter. Just have it as the one. We're braking way too much for those earlier corners. I did have to be careful about the final ones there. But that was too much. It's that Ferrari hatchback again. I barely through that checkpoint, but good enough. Now I can't see where I'm going. Let's give him a bit of space, shall we? It seems he wants to brake harder for this corner. That's better. Ooh, just grazed the bridge there. And way too wide on that one, that's a shame. There goes the clean bonus again, and once this car starts to slide, it likes to keep going, it seems. Way too close in on that, should have gone wider. Get a bit of line, never mind. Hairpin up here. It's not bad. And now pretty much the home stretch. This one's pretty straight from here. I've got one sharp bend at the end of this stretch. I always miss up the braking on, so let's brake way too early, but it allows us to get through that corner without incident. And we didn't even need a lift on that one. Done. Very nice. And on to the final race. Now we contributed to asphalt races again. Yep, can't be bothered looking at that if you're not going to tell me exactly what performance I did there, how much I contributed. On to what I think of as the peanut track. It's a very odd shape. Oh, almost didn't break enough there. Now we're going around this bit here. So it's not quite a peanut because this end is very mutated if it was. But it's got a thin end and a fat end, so that's what it reminds me of. To be fair, so do I, but... Ooh, I thought I was going to lose all my points there. Not that it matters, but... Gotta hunt down these three. Once again, we've got to try and use our good braking. Stay in touch. Oop. And we lose our bonus. Very rare that I managed to get a full clean race. Only when I'm doing a rivals, and even then that's just one lap. That's all you have to get clean on that one. Well, this one we need to do then. I mean, it's fine. We don't actually need to win this race specifically because we've already placed first in the championship by a country mile. But it would be nice, right? It's always nice to win. Ah, we washed wide there, so that's why they're braking. Need to get a better line through all of these sections up here. They do seem to brake too much for that last bit, then I don't brake enough for that bit. I just can't stay in touch through this section. I'm not getting very good line through there, which doesn't help, but... yeah, he's got the right priorities in terms of where to brake and where to accelerate. That's fine. We'll take the number 2 on that one. In the game's eyes, that may as well be a loss, but it's always funny when you place just like second and third for a while. You might even still win championships. There we go. Get our desert din, whatever that's meant to be. You might still win championships, but you won't win the individual races, and then the game says, do you want to lower the difficulty because you've lost too many games in a row? Really? So while we're in this car, we do have the daily challenge of 4 stars at speed traps, I think it was. Isn't there a speed trap along here, or am I just misremembering? Oh, this might be a speed zone. Yeah, this is a speed zone through here. We want to go up, ironically, so we'll just basically go backwards on the circuit. Okay. It's not marked because I didn't have them highlighted on the map, but I'm fairly positive there is a speed trap through here. If we can get 2 stars, that would be nice. There we go, 230 Ks. Feels like it should be 2 stars. Spin, right round, baby, right round, and go again. Another 200 Ks an hour there. Was that enough? On camera complete view now. See, now that is how you do a proper challenge. Not like the Forza Horizon 4 challenge that we were doing the other day, where we had to get a 3-star. Just straight up 3 stars. That was tricky. So the next step of the weekly challenge is to jump back into the Impreza, which is what we drove to the race-off zone in. And we need to earn 6 stars at any drift zone. So, there is a drift zone right here. Obviously you can't earn 6 stars at a time, so that means it is split up across multiple runs, which is a much better way of doing it. You could use the 2013 as well, I believe. That's interesting, given the fact that that is rear-wheel drive, so that would be much easier to drift, you've got to think. But it's also a C, so we're not going to be able to drift it without upgrading it in some fashion, I'm fairly sure. So what we'll do is we'll just jump back into this. Yes, it's all-wheel drive, but so long as we change the settings and we get rid of anti-lock. It's weird that off is to the right. I just naturally assume that off should be to the left. It's odd. But never mind. Turn off the driver aids. Can we drift it? Yes, we can. Alright, good. It'd be even better if it was a dirt road. So it won't naturally want to drift, I don't think. But by using the e-brake, we can at least pop it out. That wasn't very good. There we go. Once you got the traction control off and stuff, usually helps. In most cars in this game will drift to an extent. I've no idea how many stars that would have been. Probably only 1, maybe 2. I should take a look, to be honest. If it's 2 stars and we only have to go through here 3 times, I'm happy with that. Hey, if it was 3 stars, then even better. We only have to go through twice. It's highly unlikely. We'll go through 3 times, and if we don't get it, we'll see how much we needed to get. And I bet we were just like slightly off. Probably, I got 72,000, I think. I probably needed 75,000. This is harder going the other way because it's uphill. So that means it's harder to sustain the speed needed to do the drifting. I'm hoping that all I need for 2 stars is like 60,000 or something. 66, alright. Once more with feeling. More like once more with squealing, am I right? Yeah, that was terrible. It is also easier to drift if you pop it into a specific gear, if you use manual gearbox. Pop it into just second or something like that and just keep it there. Off the road for that, but we have 80,000 just in case it matters. Now, did we get 6 stars? Probably not. We did! There we go. Perfect. Pitching corners complete. Next step, take a photo of either car for your collection. Well, I mean, okay. Voila! Easiest element of a weekly challenge ever. There we go, at your best complete. Fantastic. Win either a dirt race or a street race. Dirt race, though, means we'll actually be contributing to the other goal, because we've done 3 lots of asphalt, so it's probably about time we did a dirt, to be honest. Wonder whether or not we can do that for this, a rally good tour. Japanese modern rally, B700. What do you know? Current car, 649. Let's go for it. So we do need to win at least one of these. So let's just jump right in and see how we go. This is an interesting track. It's also wet, but thankfully we are all-wheel drive. We don't have any upgraded tyres or anything, but neither will anyone else, hopefully. It's the sort of thing that if you start off with a worse ranked car, but then just invest in better tyres, then you might actually do better and be able to win races against things that are just stock that level. Because their amount is probably in power, as opposed to in handling. So far, so good. Just working our way through the field. Doing pretty well here. We've got these switchbacks coming up, which is going to be interesting. I like that I've been able to maintain clean racing through here, though. That was a bit of a word jumble, but hopefully it was intelligible. I think I probably want to start braking about now. Yeah, because here's the dirt section. Ouch. Could you not push me into the wall, please? That's just rude. And this is where it gets slippery. On the dirt, in the wet. I also just realized that I forgot to turn my driver aids back on. So I have no ABS, no traction control, and no stability control. Thankfully, this car is probably the most forgiving car to make that mistake in. The ABS is the only thing that I'm missing, and the reason I noticed at all is just because the brakes were locking up. The wheels were locking up into that corner back there, and once again, there we go. Hey, that was a drift tap. That shouldn't have cancelled my bonus at all. So yes, the brakes are locking up. We have to just kind of feather the brakes a little bit. And that was quite wide. But we're managing-ish. Fairly sure most cars racing in this scenario are going to be using ABS. It's either that or we just let the brakes brake early, let them lock, and then turn. That might just be what we do. But we're through the worst of it now, and we're home free. So I don't think we have to worry at all about braking for any of these corners anyway. Nope. We will turn them back on for the next race, though. So before we go any further, let's at least turn the anti-lock on. I'm kind of tempted to leave traction control and stability control off, to be honest. I'm going to do that, because it didn't seem to matter and I get more rewards. So, sure, why not? Most cars, you don't want to do that. A lot of cars, it's much better to leave those driver aids on. This feels like quite a forgiving car to drive. The main thing I'm concerned about is just the braking for corners. Beyond that, when I was trying to drift it, it seemed to be taking so much effort just to get it to slide in the first place that I'm not too worried. But we don't need to worry about our wheels locking up completely under braking. That's the main thing. Now we're just going to naturally be drifting through here anyway because it's on dirt. So I guess this is where the stability aids would be handy. But I don't feel it's mattering too much here. We're just hunting them down. Get some good drifts in here. Oh, we even got a drift tab. Fantastic. It's not the ideal, it's certainly not the fastest way to go through corners. Much too popular misbelief, misconceptions. This is a tricky bit through here. Got plenty of time to catch this guy over. Braking for some of these corners that I'm just not, because I know that I'm just going to drift through them anyways, so that's my form of braking in this scenario. Which, yes, I know isn't ideal, but we're getting good points for it, so, you know. I'm just going to nudge him offline, there you go. They do it to me all the time, so I don't feel that bad. There's a little bit of a weird optical illusion going on when I turn and the reflection of on the bonnet seems to turn the other direction. Really throws my brain through a loop sometimes. Reflection's too good. This guy behind us is going to be really pissed off at us by now because we just keep blocking his line and just doing terrible corners, but somehow getting away with it. I hate going through rivers, but at least this car's got a reasonable ride height. The AI never seems to be as bothered by going through rivers as what I am, though. It's quite annoying. Managed to brake a little bit before that crest, because after doing a jump, or funnily enough, when you're in the air, you don't brake very well. So it's always a good idea to get a little bit out of the way before the jump. Maybe you don't jump as much and can actually accelerate down the hill instead of just skipping it entirely. Sometimes that works out better. At least the jumps in the dirt races are a little bit more reasonable. It's not like the stupid cross-country ones where you just go launching through the air. They're just quite stupid, quite frankly. A little bit of a drift through the corner there. Not the greatest performance, but we got there. And what do you know, it's just down the road to the next race. I like it when championships at least do that. I'd prefer it if they also marked the next one on my GPS. So we got a scramble race here. I'm actually going to turn the driver aids back on again. I'm not about making it harder for myself. Yes, we managed to pull off that win before, but I was sliding a bit more than I would have liked, and I just can't help but feel that it would have been a little bit more convincing. And this is a bit more dirt heavy. We're not raining anymore though, to be fair, so maybe it would have been okay, but I don't know, the texture of dust can be just as slidey, not slimy, well, kind of. You can slide around just as much on a loose surface, even without it being wet. You know, the wet might actually help sometimes, because it at least congeals the surface so it holds together. We're still sliding, even though we've got the aids turned back on again, so it makes you wonder what it would have been like without. I'm trying to stay out of the dust trails so I can actually see where I'm going. If I can keep in touch on the first lap, at the very least, then hopefully we can pick up some places on the following laps. I remember this track. I was doing this in, might have been even the trial, I think. And I kept messing up that final corner. I'm gonna brake too hard and, yep, be a nuisance. Yep. See, that was really annoying, because then I couldn't see what the hell I was doing. I could have just zoomed past those guys. But no, they just had to get in the way. This is a really short track too. Slid a bit too much through there. Oh, we're only on the second lap. For some reason I thought I'd already done a lap. I completely messed up where the corners were, I think. So maybe it wasn't this that I was doing the trial on. It might have just been using some of the same roads. I'm sure it was this though. I think I'm just getting completely confused in my head about how the track was even set up. Ah, it wasn't a good corner. Maybe I should have left the driver aids off. I seem to be doing better with them off. Kind of ironic. That was better coming through there. Nice. And now we're on to the final lap. I was getting mixed up between, there's the corner where we went from the tarmac back onto the dirt again. I was thinking that was the corner where we went from the dirt onto the tarmac again. That's the problem. That's a bit better through here. It is generally a little bit easier when you don't have dust in your face. I mean, it is useful following along, at least part of the time. Yeah, first couple of laps it's quite good to follow along because you get an idea for the corners and where to brake. But it gets to a certain point that you just don't want to have their dust in your face anymore. That was terrible again though. That sharp corner always seems to screw me over. And yeah, up here we've got the transition back to dirt again. So go nice and wide, brake a little bit, and turn in here, and we should be good. Yep. We shouldn't have to brake through any of this, we just kind of lift off a little bit here and there. Go over some of the jumps, and then this is the transition back again, where we actually needed to brake, I think, a little bit before the jump, like I was saying earlier. But we got away with it. And that will be that. It seems strange to win a Pontiac Trans Am from a rally, but never mind. So to get a couple of other easy challenges out of the way, we need to photograph an off-road car in Uxmal. So let's just go off-road. There we go. There's not many of them available, but we have a couple, thankfully. And then we just head down to Uxmal. It would be nice if something else took us here. Tie it into the other sort of thing. Is this good enough? Yes, it is. There we go. New horn, paint spray. What a useless reward. But never mind. And now I guess we could see if we can find the treasure hunt. So what are we likely to have to do for that? We need to come up here and go up by the telescope. That's for sure. And then it looked to be a Austin of some sort. Austin Healy. We have a sprite. Is this what it wanted? It looks similar in terms of the front. Otherwise it might have been an old Aston Martin. I didn't see anything pop up on it. Did I even have to take a photo at all? I'm not sure. I saw something started to pop up before I even went into photo mode. Festival playlist. What do we got? Oh, well, we've won the McLaren already. We've got 20 points, so that's a good start. Where are we? Find the treasure. Okay, nope, so that did count. Find the treasure. We've just got to bust our way downhill, looks like. You know what? There was something else that we can do on the way there as well. And that was doing just a kangaroo skill in Dunas Blancas. So first we need something that would be possible in, which is not the Austin. Sorry, but I don't see that happening. So I think we just jump back into our off-road car again. So let's just take this. We're just going to follow the road for a bit here. Why not? Have a little bit of fun. Get a bit of skill points. Got a nice view from up here. And then turn the corner. And zoom past the telescope again. And we've got a fun danger sign at the end here. Whee! We want to go down to the left. Crunch. I've got to kind of follow this wash. Why are we spinning? That doesn't seem right. You wouldn't want to do that in real life because you would probably roll. Thankfully, things don't roll very easily in this game. We go charging down the hill. Crunch. I believe you do this as the intro to one of the exhibitions or something. And we can just crunch our way through here, why not? And then we end up in the Horizon Enclave here for the Baja circuit. I think it's the introduction to this, it's the exhibition that kicks off this whole thing. That ends up down here as well. And now we want to make our way through to the dunes, because we want to do a kangaroo skill. Now, a kangaroo skill, I believe, is after one jump, doing another very quickly. It's generally not difficult to do in this sort of scenario. So, there's one, and there's another. Does that count as kangaroo? Nope. That does. There we go. Sandy landing complete. Fantastic. Let's go treasure hunting. And because we're right near this hill, we're just going to climb up here first. Go around past this monument. And oh look! A jump. Crunch. Not great, but... Problem is, a jump like that is so long that you lose your combo, even if you had a good one building up. I feel that you should never be able to lose your combo while you're in midair, because you want the air skill to count when you get back with your four wheels on the ground. Well, this should be an easy place to find the treasure, surely. View the treasure chest clue. There is no clue anymore. Now it's just a case of finding it. Is it down here? If I were a treasure chest, where would I be? Is it going to be amongst the town? Or is it going to be down on the beach, perhaps? I should probably go outside the vehicle now, so that I can see things further around. Get a little bit better perspective on things. Keep your eyes peeled. Be very quiet, or we're looking for treasure chests. I really thought it would be around here somewhere. Oh, that's a dog.
A few moments later.
Is it over by our house? Is it up on top of a roof? Ah, there it is. Crunch. Alright, and on that note, I think we'll leave it there for now. We have done a fair bit this episode. We've probably cleared off about half of what there is. We've got some multiplayer stuff to do, as well as a couple of other championships. But we've got 2 more daily challenges to unlock, so I always feel like there's no point just leaving them to the final day. I may as well have something else to do alongside them. So we'll be back in a couple of days to finish off this season, and we'll see how much more advanced we can get on the asphalt versus dirt progress too. We've made some contributions ourselves today. We've done 3 races on each due to the 2 championships that we were doing. So that's something. Unfortunately, we can't quantify our contributions properly. Maybe we've just got to do 100 races and see whether or not we can see the bar move any amount of pixels at all. But in lieu of having that amount of spare time, we're just going to have to chip away at it the best we can and hope that there's some people with fewer responsibilities to help out and get us over the line. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.